Yo, what's up with this? Well, time for these bad boys, and the t-shirts are online in the web shop. So go order yours. T-shirts, hoodies, stickers. Go buy some merch to keep the channel flowing. Then we're back off to some aluminium welding, get the intercoolers and every pipe aligned so we can adjust and add on the final water coolant lines. So probably then the whole engine should be connected except for the wiring. So that means, not going to talk about that yet. So we've got some welding to do in this episode. Let's see how far we can go in these couple of days. Well, the cool thing with all of this, it's more and more looking like a final result and an end result. And later on in this episode, we've got something for the next episodes. Something cool coming in. But let's start with everybody already know nowadays. I hate the joints of axles. That work is just terrible. Everything is on the grease and everything is everywhere always. Not my kind of thing. But if we want to weld these, we need to sort everything out properly, get everything in the lathe and aligned properly, and then weld it. So let's put everything out and see how everything is looking. Ah, fuck you, always this. Well, that's again already my nut that we cut off in the lathe. Very, very handy. Winning time back now that we can wrench it on to get the joints off. So, one step closer, one axle all empty. Now on to the next. Always something with the stupid car stuff. Yeah. Now it's coming, I guess. Yeah. So, okay, that's the axles prepared for welding. Now on to some more challenging stuff. Getting all the pipings fit for the intercooler. Later in this episode we're welding the axles, because I decided to do this welding in a different way than I planned before. So later on this episode, some welding of the axles. Now on to the intercooler piping. Well, I still find this sitting really nice this way. It is really packed. but I think there's a lot of potential over here. So I've cut these two in half. So we can switch it a little bit, and to my surprise, this is what I want. Okay, so now we've got plenty of room to go inside the room we've created. Now we need to see how we can do the rest. That's another difficulty. Waarom nou het op en weg? Jezus. Probably the tuner live again, because I figured it out the first time a different route as what I'm seeing right now. So that means, of course, I don't have enough corners yet to produce this. I'm always like this. Always something, that's not wrong, that's not in a good spot yet. Let's get some hoses fixed. Yeah. Let's get some hoses done and some other bits done. Hopefully tomorrow I will have the next tube in, so we can start fiddling that around, and hopefully we can have both corners on. Probably I'm going to cut them off over there and then the tube right on it, but let's see. Okay, so then next up, let's see, well, what do we got here? This was originally over here. Okay, something like this. What the fuck is all happening? But this is smaller, so I think we will hit some different stuff. So this is not going to work, huh? No way. This is impossible. So we need to figure out something for this. Because these hoses, man, water needs to be somehow going up, but this goes to where then? Any longer? Too long, I guess. This one will be for the loop. This just goes over here. This one is outgoing. No. Depends on the flow, from which one is the water pump. Okay, yes. So I never got into this deep in all the Audi RS3 engines, but it has 3 freaking radiators. So that means we've got all the ins and outs of those radiators as well. But of course, with a build like this, there is never going to be room for 3 radiators. So people of the internet ski, what is the best way to do it? First of all, I am happy I made this thick of a radiator and as big as possible, because of all the other radiators that are available, I would never going to be this big as what we've got in right now. It is giving us some troubles, but with finding out all these radiators, so this is all that's on the freaking Audi, and this is, well, over this one and this one, I can just easily flow and reroute the lines, that they will just keep on flowing and eventually end up in a good route that it goes to the radiator. But, well, If you have any tips for me how to do this, put something in the comments and let me know and give me some good ideas. I can add some points in the radiator, but I think that will prevent the original flow because I made everything as in the original flow. So is it better just to, well, how do you call that in English? Just to connect the ends like this. So am I going to just make a loop that it will go back and then hopefully, no, then it's not cooling. Of course, there is this cooling for the DSG, but this goes through that point. From there, so there, from there, there, from this side. Theoretically, if I look at the loop, it still goes through all the water that goes through the radiator. It's only not cooling extra. So if I look at the original flow, I can just loop them. Only they don't have the extra cooling. So we need to hope that the cooling is enough. But we've seen builds already like this and they don't have a bigger radiator than this. So should be kind of okay-ish in my opinion. But let me know. These are two small points I can leave off for a while now, and in the end we can make them in a loop. So okay, that is, I'm waiting your reply on rerouting or looping the original coolers. Then there's one thing left. I thought that the air pump was going to be smaller. That will be because it's going to be the power steering, and then I'm going to use this mount. But if I look at this one is coming this close to the radiator. So now I'm thinking I'm going to weld in a new corner, blind that one off, weld in a new corner. I can just easily put this one connected on there, and then all the original lines will be connected. Up straight. Will it be like this then? Or it's not going behind there? What will we be without the interweb search? So pretty damn easy again. Just take a look at some pics. So look over here is the junction. It's going backwards and then on to the bulkhead. And then down there. And here's an even better picture. We've got it going over here, up on the bulkhead, down to the hose. So, okay. And again, I'm stuck. So this is one crazy episode. I got the piping ordered for the intercooler, so I think they will arrive today. So we can go on with that. Then I've asked all of you if we can just reroute the side coolers. Then I'm off. Well, to figuring out what's missing in the coolant lines. Came on to this one. I will have some steel piping later today. So I'm going to make a bend to the bulkhead and leave it for there for now. Then we went off to the two hoses that are going from the engine to the coolant housing inside. I've looked them up on the internet, and if we buy them new, they are crazy freaking expensive. So I got the numbers now. The owner has a guy local to him with lots of RS3 parts. So I'm going to ask him if he can deliver me the coolant lines. He needs to ship me more parts. So, like power steering pump, we can move on with that. And some other bits for the electronics. So that's what I'm attacking now. Get me some parts sent over, and then we're stuck again with another thing that we're doing. So I think it's going to be time for electronics. Let me think a bit and I will hit you back up what I'm doing next. So on to some more fiddling out. Airbox out, computer is out. I'm still figuring some things out for the computer. Paused on till we get some more parts in. And if I want to route the coolant lines at the back, I need to route some electrical cables there as well. So maybe we can make one gutter or one thing at once when we're working there anyway. So that means I want to get rid of this and route that in the good position. So I'm going to take off the rubber gasket, see if I can push some into the original holes, and hopefully we can use the original gaskets because we're thinning out this anyway. So hopefully we can use the original gaskets later on when we make two looms go inside the engine or to the inside of the dash. And slowly this way we can finish all small tiny parts that we still need to do. A lot of stuff is 90% done and needs some final touches. So let's start doing that. Connect it then again. Harder than I expected. So, depending on how far I need to go back and forth with the computer, I can now see how long the wires need to be. We can go inside fairly easy on the original gaskets, so we can use two original gaskets to go inside. No crazy drilling, no crazy flailing, shippy, nishy, manishy. So that is something I'm really happy about. Getting everything out again and making it thinner. But we can mark down where it will go to the bulkhead or something like that. Not sure how I'm going to do that. But we need to start somewhere to get a base point on the planning campaign for the wires. So we're actually moving along. And pipings came in. Yes, space. Okay, so cables are hanging there. Now I want to get on with some stuff that we ordered. Turning out not to be easy. Okay, I'm still a little bit of fiddling, or that I'm going to weld this corner on the intercooler, but it's already hard to take out. at this. So this one is in a little bit of a corner downwards. So I'd hoped I could put this one in a good corner that the 90 degrees will fit. But if I see, if I would fit the 90 degrees, it will just turn out too low. I cannot make this angle. So I was checking on this, but if I make this one on, there would be no possible corner anymore. So cut the corner in another piece, and this was the best idea yet. So now it's a really small upwards angle, and then I can just make the corner go down enough so we can make an angle. Well, this is actually really looking professional in my opinion this way. All the way up to the right cornered angle. Wow. So now we've got this extra small piping. Let's see if I can even make it better. If we start with a really short corner, that's too short. Okay, so we need to start with this, that's for sure, with the 45 degrees angle. That's the only way for now I can make this possible. Call me crazy, but this is going to work. Now I need to figure out the final details on how to connect both sides. Going to weld that side on, and then over there with the last piece of hose, or do we hose it there and hose it there? You know, if I look at it like this, you know, this corner to get it out over there would be crazy pain in the ass. So I think the best way is to clamp it on both sides over there. Otherwise we will be in trouble, I guess, because the corner is too complicated to get the pipings out with the complete intercooler. It's a fiddling day, I guess, today. It's a fiddling episode, I guess. All fiddling around, getting everything prepped and prepared so we can do a lot of work in the next. This is kind of crazy, huh? And another step preparing. This we're going to bend with the bender so that we can make a new line all the way at the back. Picking up more parts for this episode, so it seems like this episode is all about parts, getting parts, more parts, more parts, more parts, and the difficulty, well, of building a tuning car. It's well, nothing is going smooth and nothing is going as I want, but we still need to go on with every part that we need. So picked up the rebuild kit for the rear axle, so we can make it Mark IV diff. The plan was for today that I would have had a Mark IV in the shop this Saturday, from which one I bought the rear diff, so to remove everything, so we got prepared everything for the rally. But of course in this week and in this tuning episode, didn't happen. Something came in between, so no rear diff, but we've got more parts. So next week the Mark IV is coming, so we will be renting off the rear diff so we can prepare and figure out if we got everything for the rear axle. Then I've got all the parts ordered now to get the final pipings done on the intercooler. It's all in this episode, and this is what makes tuning cars so difficult. Keeping your patience, keeping the patience to go building, to go all in, and tiny bits that takes forever to get done. And of course, all these setbacks from parts that don't fit. I think I thought last week I ordered everything to get it fixed, but then when you're working on it, you realize not everything is fitting, and you're dependent on, well, colleagues, friends, people you buy stuff from, and well, not all the appointments go as you want. So the planning and the schedule goes like crazy. As promised, well, what did I promise? I promised that we're going to weld the crazy axles. I was talking with my neighbor, he's a certified welder, what to do best. He suggested that he wants to do the welds of the axles. So I said, well, why not? Then they will be superb. But unfortunately, today he had a job in between, so he isn't at the shop. So we're not going to weld again the axles. Again, another thing, be patient and try to move on with different stuff in a project car. So hopefully everybody now sees that even with builds, owning a company, got a lot of machinery, it's still not going as smooth as you want or as you think or as you see on YouTube. Well, with me it never is easy. So thank you all for watching. Like and subscribe to the channel and put something in the comments to discuss all the craziness of this episode. See you in the next episode, and go on to the web store to buy some merch for me.